A is 18, and C is 3, B is 6, C is 3, A is 18, and B times C is 18. So 18 over 3 is 6, 6 over 3 is 2, 18 over 18 is 1. 8 minus 1 would be 7. This one is 6 plus a negative 2 minus 4 plus 6. So this part gives you a 4. When you subtract 4, you get 0. So you're left with 6. Everybody had this one. The answer is 32. The winning number today is 2. Alright, 7 here today, 6 with homework. So that is 86%. On the first one, you're going to have 2x plus x minus 10 plus x and plus 2x minus 5 equals 225. The third one was the one that you're referencing, so you make that x, the unknown. You have 6 x's. Simplify negative 10 and negative 5 to get negative 15. Move this to the right, make it plus. You get 240. Divide by 6. So the third one is 40. That makes the first one 80, the second one 30, and the fourth one 75. And this expression should be 11 plus the quantity squared of x minus 12, closed quantity, and equals 20. Move the 11 to the right side, make it minus 11. That gives you a 9. What number would you square to get a 9? That would be 3, and 3 would have to be equal to what's inside the parentheses. So move this 12 to the right, make it plus. Answer should be 15. Alright, ages. We don't know anything about Sarah, so she has to be the unknown. Joe is 3 times older than Sarah, and Jack is 10 years younger than Joe. You have 7 x's in there. Here's 3, 4, and 7. And then the minus 10 tags along, set it equal to 95. Move this to the right, make it plus. You get a 105. Divide by 7, that's 15. So that makes Joe 45, Sarah 15, and Jack 35. Number 4 was the same problem exactly as number 3. I did not change it when I copied and pasted it. And number 5, Jill leaves at 1:42 and she drove 35 minutes. That means she arrived at 2:17. And Jeff, he would have had to have left at 1:54. That's 12 minutes after Jill. Drove for 17 minutes, so he arrives at 2:11. And Jack left a half hour earlier than Jill, so he leaves at 1:12, drives 42 minutes. He gets there at 1:54. The same as before, create equations and inequalities in one variable and use them to solve problems. Here's example 1. There are 4 toy machines, like the things you put coins in as you leave a store and you get like a candy bracelet or a bouncing ball or something like that. There are 4 toy machines near the exit of a department store. The first has 11 more quarters than the third. The second has 5 less than the first, and the fourth has 12 more than the second. The total amount of money in all machines combined is 115. And I believe that's in terms of quarters. That's kind of deceptive. I believe that's in terms of 115 quarters. It will be different in later problems, but right now I think that's quarters. How much money is in the fourth machine? Now that one would be a different answer. Okay, so we have 4 toy machines, and we're going to lower this down so we can have room to work. 4 toy machines. The first one has 11 more than the third, 11 more quarters. Is the third one mentioned anywhere else in the problem? No, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 toy machines, and for the third one we'll let that one be the one we don't know. And the first one has 11 more quarters than the third, so what do we put for number 1? For the first one? X plus 11, yeah. The second has 5 less than the first. So here's the first, X plus 11, and the second one has 5 less. So what should I put in there? X plus 11 minus 5. Can we shorten that up any? What can we write? X plus 6, yes. 11 minus 5 is 6. So we know the third one. We're on to the fourth one. The fourth has 12 more than the second. So here's the second, X plus 6. And the third one, or not the third one, but the fourth one has 12 more. So what can I write for the fourth? How can I shorten this up? Yeah, X plus 18. And they're all equal to 115, 115 quarters altogether. So we add in our plus signs. How many X's do we have?
4.
We have 4 X's. Then we have 11 plus 6 is what? 17 plus 18. 35. What do I do with that plus 35? Yeah.
You would subtract 115 from 35.
115 minus 35?
Yeah.
And what is 115 minus 35?
80.
It's 80. So 80 divided by 4 is 20. Alright, now the question is asking how much money is in the fourth machine? Am I going to have to give the number of quarters or the actual amount of money? Yeah.
Where'd you get 20 from?
The 25?
No, the 20.
Oh, the 20? We did 80 divided by 4.
Okay.
Would I need to put out for my answer the number of quarters in the fourth machine or how much money is actually in there? Well, for the fourth machine, we have X plus 18, and if we put a 20 in there, we do have 38 quarters. The question is asking how much money is in the fourth machine. If it says how much money and not how many quarters, then we have to convert those quarters to actual money. What would I do to find out how much money 38 quarters would be? Yeah, divide it by 4. If I divide 38 by 4, because there's 4 quarters in a dollar, 38 divided by 4 is how much? $9.50 is how you would have to write your answer. So we set up our equation. We solved for X, which is 20, but that represents the third machine. We put that 20 into the expression for the fourth one to find 38 quarters and divide it by 4 to come up with $9.50. Three cars travel different routes. Car 1 traveled 6 less miles than car 3. Car 2 traveled 22 more miles than car 1. And the total miles driven by all cars is 100. How far did car 1 travel? This solution, we have 3 cars, so we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Altogether, they travel 100 miles. Car 1 traveled 6 less miles than car 3. So we'll make car 3 the unknown. Car 1 is x minus 6. Car 2 is 22 more than car 1. Now here's car 1. And if I add 22 to that, minus 6 plus 22 would give me a 16. So x plus 16 for car 2. Alright, so we'll put pluses in here, and we have 3 x's, and we have minus 6 plus 16, which is going to give us a plus 10. So we move that plus 10 to the right, make it minus 10. We come up with 90, and divide 90 by 3 to get 30. Now the question is asking, how far did car 1 travel? Car 1 is x minus 6. So 30 minus 6 would be 24. Four buckets have apples in them. The first has 12 more than the fourth. The third has 6 less than the first. The second has 15 more than the third. The total of all buckets is 119. How many apples are in the second bucket? The solution, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 buckets. The total is 119. The first has 12 more than the fourth. The fourth is going to be the reference here because you're not going to see the fourth anywhere else in the problem. And then we're going to have, let's see, x plus 12, because it has 12 more than the fourth. The third has 6 less than the first. Here's the first, and 6 less than that is going to give me x plus 6. So the third is x plus 6, and the second has 15 more than the third. So here's the third, x plus 6, and we need 15 more than that. That would give us a 21. So x plus 21. Put in your plus signs. We have a total of 4 x's in there. 12 plus 2 is 14, plus 6 is 20. I thought something looked strange in here. I'm supposed to be adding 12 and 21 to get 33, and then add 6 to get 39. So we'll just try to conveniently change that to a 39 there. There we go. So you would move that plus 39 to the right and do minus 39. So 4x would equal 80. If you divide by 4, you get 20. And the question is asking how many apples are in the second bucket. The second one is x plus 21. So 20 plus 21 is 41. You can't lose points on these. These will just be extra. Alright, it's asking for the sum of a number. So here's the sum. There's a number squared, and 15 is 79. Move this 15 over to the right. Do the opposite, which is minus 15. So x squared is 64. What number would I square, multiply by itself to get 64? It would be 8. The product of 10, so we're going to have a 10 times something. The product of 10 and the quantity squared of the sum of a number and 3 is 490. Now to get this worked out here, you have to have this 10 moved over to this side, but instead of multiplying, you're going to divide. So this stays, and you're dividing 490 by 10, and you come up with 49. Now you have to think to yourself, what number would I square to get 49. What number do you multiply by itself to get 49? 7, yeah. So that means we're squaring 7 over here, but the result of x plus 3 is what's going to give us 7. So we can't skip over that. Whatever x plus 3 is, it must give us 7, so we can square it and get 49. So move that plus 3 to the right and make it minus 3. Your answer should be 4. The sum of, did you have plus? The sum of 8 and the product of a number and 5, which would be 5x, and set it equal to 38. Did you have that?
No.
Alright, well, once you get this, you leave your x term on the left. This is a positive 8, so over here it's going to be minus 8. 5x equals 30, so you would multiply 5 by 6 to get 30.